everything he needs at once? What is this that occurs in the middle of the year for us to double the budget?
I want to start where the president has stopped. The president keeps telling us that we are making progress. But I want to remind the president, if you are a leader, it is not for you to keep telling the people that we are making progress. If we are indeed making progress, it is for us, the common people, who are supposed to say, with this government, we can see us making progress. So I don't think it's in the president's place to keep telling us that. Number two, I've heard Mheshimiwa talk about President William Ruto is fighting corruption through projects. Mheshimiwa, I want to tell you that President William Ruto cannot appear in the same sentence, in the same statement with fighting corruption. Those ones must be separated. The one that has William Ruto should not be the same with the one that has fighting corruption. She has talked about procurement has been streamlined. I want to tell you that, Mheshimiwa, you might not know, but I will tell you. The president has been using private planes to go to those trips. I do not know when that plane was procured that is costing us almost $500 million in 1 week. So when she says that procurement has been streamlined, there's no wastage, there's a lot of wastage, there's no procurement, there's not open procurement. Even public procurement is done with a lot of secrecy, because there are people who are benefiting out of those.
Do we, for example, know if at all for the president's travel they use the e-procurement system?
They don't use it. I can confirm to you, and I want to tell you, if for you to use e-procurement, if you go to the system right now, you are supposed to see it. I am challenging you. Tell me where the procurement for those private planes that the president is using was done. It was not done. Number two, I've heard Mheshimiwa say that there are medicine in hospitals. Mheshimiwa, you are a representative of the people. I do not think that view that you have taken is what represents the views of Nairobi. There are no medicine in hospitals. You go to a hospital like Mbagathi, Mama Lucy, and then when you get out, and then when you go to a doctor, he prescribes medicine for you and then tells you, go and buy out there. So there are no medicine. About SHA, they keep telling us it's working. I'm telling them, if they are sure SHA is working, why is the president, why is ministers, why are members of parliament having private insurances? If SHA is working, see, they do away with the insurance and come, we be covered by SHA together. But they cannot do that because they know it is not working. Because why should we have two insurances? Private insurance and SHA. So we just do with one. So I'm telling you, these leaders that we are having are like living in utopia. They are not in tandem with the reality. If you hear them say that SHA is working and they are medicine in hospitals, that's a serious red flag that they have lost touch with the reality.
Okay, because I want you to respond to the
I'll respond to the bite by the president. Yeah,
it's you who said that some of these visits to State House just occur and they find us by surprise. Hence the reason.
I mean, the G7 invitation.
The president says his diary is full for the next 6 months.
Right.
He understands what is.
But there might be something else that will come up that was probably not in the diary that is equally important for Kenya. So let me tell you what, the G7 was not in the plans of Kenya's travels. It was not, because it's by invitation. So France, after the Africa Forward, which we successfully hosted, France invites President William Samoei Ruto. Now he's there not just for Kenya, he's there for Africa. Africa has a seat at the G7, and I think that's an honor. And what will it do for us? What will it do? It will increase market access, climate financing, tourism growth, technology transfer, jobs for Kenyans. So for me, I think I'm actually very, very proud that my president is at the G7, a table with important leaders to discuss Africa and Kenya.
It was not planned for.
And of course it wasn't. He wasn't invited. This invitation came just last week. The last person who went was Ramaphosa. Now, we cannot procure the president's flight, airplane on
e-procurement.
E-procurement because of national security. Please, let's be realistic. You can't just let any Tom, Dick, and Harry fly the president. Number three, we have devolution. Please get the Senate here, get Sifuna, Mimi Sifuna, to come here and talk about why there's no medicine in Mbagathi and where else? Because you said 2 hospitals, also counting
Mama
divorce.
Lucy.
Mama Lucy and that is now, you need to be on the same panel, you and Sifuna, but I do not see you asking that question to Sifuna, because you're obviously stereotyped. So also to say that the president and corruption cannot be put on one line. Do you know me, I've seen people insult the president. And what I love about the president is, semeni vile munataka, mimi ninafanya kazi. And I'll tell you one thing, William Samoei Ruto, God put him in that office at such a time as this, because we have gotten to a place where you have social media, you have misinformation, you have fake news, deep fakes, and then you expect. I mean, I saw him, he was in a coffin. He's still running around. So the people who want to deal with all that online hullabaloo, continue. William Samoei Ruto is working tirelessly for Kenyans, and I say that Kenya is blessed to have him as a leader at such a time as this.
This discussion was about the budget, and whether we anticipate some of these issues, or that could be contributing to the ballooning expenditure that is uncontrollable. That's the issue. Wakili, the president says he has his diary full for the next 6 months. Of course, he may anticipate international travel. Are we saying that this cannot be planned for? That things do happen and shock us, that, oh, the president has been invited to the G7 summit and we are shocked at that? We cannot anticipate this?
Fred, I think it is important not to misinterpret what the president said. The president said his diary is full 6 months ahead. Basically what he meant, he has a lot of things to do in Kenya, okay? If he had an option, he would stay here and do them. He's busy here. But he has to travel because we have, our diplomacy policy, our foreign policy is to have strategic diplomacy, okay? To engage in the international forum in a way that alters the way Kenya and Africa has been treated with regard to financing. Okay, so that we move from begging to trading, and we have seen successes in that. And rather than trying to focus on whether this was in the budget, whether the head of military, okay, our head of state, who is also the head of military, whether the procurement for his plane was in the EGP, for everybody in the world to know which plane he's traveling with, we should be focusing on. Has this president, altered the conversation about, financing? Has this president, through his trip, procured trade to Kenya? Has he procured market for our coffee, for our tea? Has he ensured that there is no more investment in industrialization? But you see, the government critics will not want to discuss this because they know that on those levels, the president is performing beyond expectation, is performing perfectly. And therefore, they would rather keep you in things that do not concern the performance of the president. When he talks about, for instance, the issue of Mbagathi Hospital and another hospital, he should talk to the county governments. Okay? The county governments have not said that the government is not paying them, reimbursing them for sure. They're getting reimbursed. So we need to engage the county governments. Right. I tell you, for instance, in my county of Kisumu, okay,
take an update from the
there have been increased insecurity. When we try to analyze why there is increased insecurity, we found that the government, through a World Bank funded program, lit up the town by putting infrastructure for street lighting. But the county government, for the last 1 year, is not paying bills. Right. So the town is dark.
Thank you, Okili.
Then you will blame the government for that.
Thank you, Okili, for that.
Okay?
Let's get an update from the streets. Modoni Brenda is now ready with a few residents of the city to discuss this issue. Government spending. Are we getting it